What's going on, everybody? S.T.A.L.K.E.R here with another new video, and this one is about Stalker 2. The day has finally come for a game that people have been waiting years for, including myself. And what I wanted to talk about in regards to the game is something a little bit different. I wanted to talk about how it's running for me, and the diversity of people saying it's the buggiest game they've ever played, and some saying it's a masterpiece, and just kind of not really clear the air, but give some recommendations and what I'm experiencing and what settings I have it on. And then a little bit later, I'll give some like first impressions of the game. So I have a pretty solid PC. I built it, back in April. It's kind of funny. I bought my Xbox Series S back in 2020 because this game was already announced, and both Senua's Saga and this game were on the box of my Series S, and they just barely came out. Today, Stalker, and last year, or no, earlier this year was Hellblade. So, and I didn't play either of them on my Xbox. I sold it once I built my PC. I had my brother help me build it. He's been a PC gamer for over 10 years, and he knows a lot about, what's the best to get, what's the best settings to run things on. So, anyway, also, this is Gaming Bolt's review footage that I used. I didn't want to waste a bunch of time recording video for myself. But I will say that I'm running it. So first of all, my computer, I have a 3060, and I did that because I got a really good deal on it, but I went all out on my CPU to kind of like take the load off the GPU. And I have the Ryzen 7 5800 X3D. So, and I'm running the game on medium everything, because when I was looking at the specs before the game came out, I was kind of shocked. I was like, what? Like high settings, you need 32 gigs of RAM? I've never heard of a game where you need 32 gigs of RAM to run it on high. I have 16. So I was like, well, I'll just play it on medium and see how it looks, see how it plays. And I couldn't be happier, to be honest. It's very, very smooth. It looks just as good, if not a little bit better, than what you're seeing from this video here. So I guess my takeaway is, I think what's happening is people are like, either they're trying to play the game on Epic and it's just buggy as hell, and maybe they don't have the right computer, the right specs for it, or Epic mode and high mode just have more glitches than medium. That's the only thing that I can think of, because I played it for about four hours, and I experienced little to no glitches at all. Like, I didn't really experience any glitches at all. Not one, not weird AI, not anything. Nobody like running in, or no clipping, none of that stuff. The only one that I can remember is when and this happened twice to me throughout the 4 hours. I was in a building for quite some time, and when I went out of the building, it took a minute for like the foliage, mainly the foliage and like the trees, to kind of fully texturize. And that only happened twice to me within the 4 hours. And I mean, with the way the rest of the game ran, I'll take that all day if I can, play this game I've been waiting freaking 10 years for. But it kind of sucks because GSC Game World, they could have delayed it to kind of iron out those bugs, but it's already went through so many delays. But, the fact that people are reviewing it, and I don't really give a shit about reviews at all. Like, I don't base my games off of people's reviews. I look at them just to kind of get an overall feel of what, like the general people are thinking about the game. But if a game gets a 5, I'll still buy it if I've been waiting for it for so long. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, it hurt. It's gonna hurt their sales maybe, and it's also gonna hurt them overall as score wise. It's sitting at a 74 on Metacritic right now, and it's not gonna go up because of patches and updates. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to kind of clear the air. If you're someone like me who doesn't know, like didn't know beforehand how it would run and was afraid kind of to like try it out and deal with crashes and stuff, I'll just say that if you run it on medium and you have a rig with specs closer to mine, you're gonna have a blast, and it's so much fun. It's super addicting. I highly recommend installing it, even though it took like 9 hours for me to install on my computer, even though I have good internet. And I don't know, Game Pass, it seems to like just take forever to download something that I could download in 2 hours on my PS5. But anyway, yeah, try it out, and if you experience glitches, you know, or if I'm just lucky and haven't experienced any game breaking stuff yet, I will report back if I do. But let me know in the comments if you guys take my advice and run it on medium, and tell me what your experience has been thus far. Because it's a wonderful game to experience, and it's addicting. You get sidetracked. Like, onto the impressions, like I said, I played about 4 hours of the game. I've only done about 2 or 3 main missions, but I've done a lot of exploring and quite a few side missions. And what's to offer is very, very good. You usually end up with like a good sum of money or an artifact or a weapon. And like I was, but what caught me the most is like that old school stalker feeling where like the world never stops, you know, like you could be out exploring and you find something, and then all of a sudden you turn around and there's like a bunch of soldiers having a fight with mutants, or maybe like you'll get like ambushed by some guys when you're looking for a specific, when you're like out exploring. But one thing that stood out is I went, I just was going, I was just exploring out in the forest, and I found this like just ladder out of nowhere that went into a bunker. And as soon as I picked up he had an AK-74, and as soon as I picked it up, all this swarm of rats came after me, and I was like, what the heck? Like, bullets wouldn't kill him. They were just, it was like a Plague Tale Requiem. Like, so I just run for my life, and I made it out of there. But that's just one example. Like, there was another time where I climbed up to this tower, and there's some guys that were coming after me. So I climbed up to this tower, and it was nighttime, and I took out one of the guys, and I was going to shoot, I was going to adjust my aim for the next guy, and he gets hit by a bolt of lightning. Like, just, you know, that classic, like, anything could happen at any given time. And it leads to some really, really cool moments and hilarious moments. And it's pretty immersive too. And I'm a sucker for those things, like, where everything that you do, like, you take health, it shows it in first person. It never breaks that immersion. The only time immersion gets broken really is when you have to go into your inventory and sort things out or equip something, but the action doesn't stop. So I mean, it's kind of like Last of Us in that sense. Like, you pull out your backpack, whatever, and you got to switch weapons and whatnot. But to see like people running from like the storms and stuff is really cool. Rabid mutant dogs coming at you out of nowhere, and then like while you're escorting somebody, like, it's just so nothing is scripted. I'm sure some of the main stuff is, right, but like it's very randomized, very cool. And those are my impressions. I'm not planning on doing a review. It would take me way too long. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and leave a like. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I just hit 200, so that's another milestone. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next video. S.T.A.L.K.E.R out.